When we think of World War One, images of muddy trenches in France often comes to mind. But far to the east, another titanic struggle was unfolding, one even more chaotic, brutal, and often forgotten: the Eastern Front. In 1914, Europe was a tinderbox ready to explode. The spark? The assassination of Archduke Franz Ferdinand. Austria-Hungary declared war on Serbia. Russia, Serbia's ally, mobilized. Germany, allied to Austria-Hungary, declared war on Russia. Soon an entire continent was at war. While the Western Front bogged down into a stalemate of trenches, the Eastern Front was a war of movement, spanning thousands of miles from the Baltic Sea to the Black Sea. The Eastern Front ignited with Russia's first major move, an invasion of East Prussia. Two Russian armies, the first and second, pushed into German territory, but Germany struck back with ruthless efficiency. At the Battle of Tannenberg on August 1914, German commanders Paul von Hindenburg and Erich Ludendorff encircled and destroyed the Russian Second Army. Over 90,000 Russian soldiers were captured. It was a humiliating defeat for Russia, but elsewhere they had successes against Austria-Hungary, seizing large areas of Galicia. In 1915, Germany shifted its focus eastward, launching the Gorlice-Tarnow offensive. They shattered Russian lines and forced a massive retreat, known as the Great Retreat. By the end of the year, Russia had lost control of Poland, Lithuania, and much of Ukraine. Millions of civilians were displaced. Ethnic minorities, Poles and Ukrainians, suffered under brutal occupation. Despite staggering losses, Russia was not finished. In 1916, they launched the Brusilov Offensive, one of the most successful Allied attacks of the entire war. General Alexei Brusilov pioneered new tactics: surprise attacks, shorter artillery barrages, infiltration troops. The Austro-Hungarian army was pushed to the brink of collapse. But Russian losses were also immense. The offensive drained the Russian army's strength, and there was little to show for it by year's end. 1917 was the breaking point. Food shortages, military defeats, and political chaos crippled Russia. In March, the Russian Tsar abdicated. A provisional government took over, but could not end the war. The soldiers were exhausted. Desertion skyrocketed. Many refused to fight. Meanwhile, radical groups like the Bolsheviks gained influence, promising peace, land, and bread. By November 1917, the Bolsheviks seized power in the October Revolution. Facing internal collapse, the new Soviet government negotiated peace with Germany. In March 1918, the Treaty of Brest-Litovsk ended Russia's involvement in the war. The treaty was brutal. Russia lost vast territories: Ukraine, Belarus, the Baltic states, and more. But it allowed the Bolsheviks to consolidate power at home. The Eastern Front was a human catastrophe. Tens of millions of soldiers and civilians suffered. Empires fell: Russia, Austria-Hungary, Germany, all crumbled in the years that followed. The echoes of the Eastern Front shaped the 20th century, from the rise of Soviet Russia to the seeds of future conflicts that would again plunge Europe into darkness. The Eastern Front, vast, brutal, and often forgotten, remains a powerful reminder of the true cost of war.